Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics, and in this video, I wasn't going to do it. I'm going to have to do it. We're going to have to discuss Priti Patel's latest attempt at holding the daily press conference to provide the public with information on the coronavirus crisis. But first, if you'd like to be notified of daily news and politics, then please subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification icon. I do not know why they get Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, to ever do these press conferences. Apart from anything else, what emergencies like this have happened before? I mean, not on this scale. This is like unprecedented in our lifetimes, or most of our lifetimes, certainly my lifetime. But emergencies have happened. And one thing that has been learnt from past emergencies is when you hold these press conferences to give information to the public, it's really important to have the same person do them, or the same one or two, maybe two or three people do them to provide some sort of relationship with the public, the person that gives you the correct information. The problem with putting different ministers on is you don't know who is the person to listen to, because especially when you get other ministers or even just MPs or junior ministers maybe giving messages to the public that then the government has to go, no, that's wrong, go listen to that. You don't know who to listen to. So it should have been from the start just Boris Johnson and then the chief scientific officer, the chief medical officer. That was sort of fine. Obviously, when Boris Johnson was taken ill, Dominic Raab deputising, so he should have just replaced Boris Johnson, but then that should have been it. Or you just use Matt Hancock, the health secretary, but just him. Just have a representative from the government and then the representatives from the scientific panel, and that should be it. Getting different ministers to do it on different days is not at all good. But if you're going to do that, do not use Priti Patel. She's an idiot. So the first time, I have to take something back. I have to concede a point here. The first time she did it, before she went on, we were all wondering where she was because she was playing a very low profile and everyone's going, where's the Home Secretary? One of the most important members of government. Where the hell is she? She's not saying anything. And then they put her out there. And we all instantly regretted it. We said, no, do you know what? Stick her back in hiding. We're sorry. We won't ask again. She couldn't even read a simple number off a piece of paper. She was incapable of even never mind responding to questions. She couldn't even read a number when she was supposed to be saying how many tests we conducted. She basically ended up coming out with some sort of number that seemed to me to be greater than the population of the earth, never mind the country. And then they've done it again. They've put her out again. So this time she decided to use it for a bit of, as a Home Secretary would do for a normal press conference, not a press conference like this. So she was talking about crime figures. Okay, Home Secretaries are interested in crime figures, and if they can report a particular crime figure that's gone down, they like to do that because, it's their job as Home Secretary to deal with policing matters. And she was talking about various crimes going down. Now, one where she almost became useful, she was talking about, with the coronavirus pandemic, some scams starting to emerge, like fake home testing kits, stuff like the sort of stuff that people would be interested in and would be a soft touch for, and criminals are moving in to try and scam people out of it. Now, the problem was, at this point, see, she's supposed to be providing information. She just reported that these scams were happening. And I thought she missed a trick. What she could have done was to explain some of the scams that have been used to warn people of the signs to look out for. But she didn't really do that. So that was a missed trick. But then, and the thing she's been ridiculed for, and rightly so, she said, shoplifting's down. Compared to the same period last year, shoplifting is down. Yeah. Do you think that's because most shops are shut? Mrs. Patel, do you think that might be the reason that this time last year the shops were all open and this year they're not? Maybe that's why. Absolutely ridiculous. And then I was talking with my partner and we're sort of thinking and then I thought to myself, because I was trying to think through the mechanics of this. She can't know that shoplifting's down. We all know. What's next, for goodness sake? Is she going to say road rage is down? Pub fights are down? Goodness sake. But she wouldn't know that unless she'd been given the information. So she must have asked for the information. She must have said to her civil service, Give me statistics on crime figures, the breakdown. I want to be able to present some good news. I want to be able to say which types of crime are down. Now, for some type, basically any type of crime that's down at the moment is going to be linked to the lockdown measures. You can't compare any form of crime that's happening right now with a year ago. It's totally different. But she's asked for it anyway. And I was thinking to myself, try and bear this in mind. So at the moment, her former permanent secretary, the most senior civil servant in the Home Office, had resigned and is now taking her to court over this. Taking her to a tribunal over constructive dismissal. Accused her of bullying and all the rest of it. Now, the reports are that she hasn't just bullied him. She's bullied an awful lot of people in the Home Office, as well as in previous ministries she's worked in. And I am thinking to myself, have they stitched her up? So she's asked for some figures. She's a bit dim. Remember that. She's a bit dim. She wants to present some news. I wonder if there was a bit of a discussion among some of the civil servants with the figures, and one of them was going, you can't give her the shoplifting figures. She's not going to read those out. And one of them was going, I'll bet you a fiver she does. I reckon that's what happened. I reckon there was a bit of a sweepstake. They're going, I bet she does. I bet she does. Put it on there. I reckon she's going to read it out. So someone's won a fiver in the Home Office, I reckon. But absolutely ridiculous. Why would... I mean, after the first time she did it, surely you would just go, no. Because remember, during the general election, she was quiet as well. Deliberately so. Because Boris Johnson has put in his cabinet some people who are a bit thick. Frankly, liabilities. The likes of Jacob Rees-Mogg as well. You'll notice he hasn't been saying anything recently. Because he's been told to shut up. Just like he was during the general election. Priti Patel was told to shut up during the general election. Because whenever she opens her mouth, if anything, it's going to turn Tory voters away. So you'd have thought the same applied here. Especially after that first one. But no, they gave her another crack at it. Don't do it again. And I'm saying this as someone who should be pleased that the Conservatives are making themselves look stupid for political reasons. But at the moment, it's far too serious. These press conferences, these daily, press conferences are serious. They're there to give information to the public, or they're supposed to be. Don't put her on. As much as it's damaging the Conservatives, please God, it's too important. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. I hope you found the video interesting. If you did, don't forget to click the like button. And if you'd like to support the channel further, then please also click the Patreon link for details. And until next time, I'll see you later.